Lights blaze. The American flag looms large in the background of the packed studio. The air is thick with anticipation as a primetime town hall unfolds. Audience members clutch their question cards, cameras sweep the crowd, and the tension is already electric, host voice booming. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Congressman-elect Jasmine Crockett and former President Donald J. Trump. Trump strides out confidently, wearing his signature smug grin, waving to his loyal supporters. Jasmine follows, poised but ready, her eyes sharp, scanning the room like a hawk in a storm. Scene 1. The mockery begins. Trump smirking. You know, folks, it's cute when people who've never served in the military start telling me about veterans. Jasmine here. She probably thinks Veterans Day is a sale at the mall. The MAGA-heavy section of the crowd erupts in laughter. Some slap their knees. The moment is engineered to humiliate. Jasmine calmly smiling. Oh, I know what Veterans Day is, Mr. Trump, and I know what draft dodging is too. The laughter dies down instantly. A few camera operators glance at each other. They know this is about to get spicy. Scene 2. The clock starts to 9 seconds. Trump snapping back. Oh, here we go, here we go. The radical left lies about my record. Jasmine interrupting. Steady tone. No, Mr. Trump, not lies. Facts. She reaches into her folder and slowly, deliberately pulls out a yellow document. The audience cranes their necks. Jasmine reading. Donald J. Trump, 1968. Classified as available for military service. Months later, reclassified as medical deferment due to bone spurs. Not once, not twice, but 5 deferments during the Vietnam War. Gasps from the crowd. The veterans sitting in the front row lean forward. Scene 3. The reveal. Trump, laughing nervously. Fake news. Totally fake. My doctor. Jasmine, cutting in. Your doctor was the father of a man who rented you an apartment, and years later, that same doctor's daughters admitted their father gave you that diagnosis as a favor. She holds up a printed article from the New York Times. The camera zooms in on the headline. Family says Trump's bone spurs diagnosis was fake. Scene for veterans. TURN. The camera catches a veteran in uniform shaking his head. Another, with medals pinned to his jacket, mutters, "Coward." Jasmine turning to the crowd. My father was a veteran. My uncle served in Vietnam. They didn't get to phone it in. They didn't have friends who could write magic notes. They served, they sacrificed. And they didn't mock anyone who stood up for them. Thunderous applause from half the audience. The other half sits frozen, unsure how to respond. Scene 5. The collapsy. Trump, grasping for control. Look, nobody has done more for our veterans than me. Jasmine firm, unwavering, except maybe the people who actually were veterans. Mr. Trump, the ones who didn't spend the war at luxury apartments in Queens, hosting parties while 58,000 Americans came home in flag-draped coffins. The crowd explodes. Even the host can't suppress a smirk. Scene 6. The after MATH. Trump leans back in his chair, suddenly quieter. His shoulders twitch with agitation. The veterans in the front row are now nodding at Jasmine, one of them mouthing, "Thank you, host." Well, that escalated quickly. Jasmine smiling faintly. Sometimes the truth does that. Extended drama backstage. FAL Lolocked. After the segment, the cameras cut to commercial. Behind the scenes, Trump's aides rush to his side. One whispering, "She blindsided you with that draft thing." Trump snapping, "Find something on her. Anything. I don't care if it's high school detention slips." Meanwhile, Jasmine walks past the flurry of chaos, phone buzzing with messages of support. One veteran texts her, "You said what we've been wanting to say for decades." Scene 7. Media. STRM. By the next morning, every news channel is running the clip. CNN anchor Jasmine Crockett turned the tables on Trump in under 30 seconds. Veteran guest, "That wasn't just a political moment, that was a reckoning." Scene 8. Trump's damaged CONTRO. Trump appears on a conservative morning show, trying to spin the story. Trump, "These are lies from the radical left. I love veterans. I built the VA Choice program." HOST. Hesitant. "Sir, VA Choice was signed into law by President Obama." Trump blinks. The studio goes silent. Scene 9. Jasmine's RSPO. And so later that evening, Jasmine addresses a rally packed with veterans. Jasmine, you can't claim to fight for veterans if you mocked John McCain for being captured. You can't claim to fight for veterans if you called those who died in war suckers and losers. And you certainly can't claim to fight for veterans if you never had the courage to stand where they stood. The veterans rise to their feet, giving her a standing ovation. Final scene. The LEJCY. As the sun sets over the Capitol, The clip of Jasmine's 29-second takedown has been shared millions of times. Historians will mark it as the moment the draft-dodging story became impossible for Trump to escape. Narrator voiceover. In politics, seconds can shift the course of a narrative, and in just 29s Jasmine Crockett reminded the nation that service is not measured by slogans but by sacrifice.